Wow. Wow. I finally made it. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I cannot believe how late I am today. Oh, I was late doing everything, I think. Ever since I woke up, it's just been, I have a bazillion things to do. And then, I have to, I have to stream today, or I want to stream it today. When am I going to do it? So 3 hours later than usual, I finally booted up the stream. It's just unbelievable, man. There's been so much that I wanted to talk about this week. And I don't even know where to begin, man. It's just, is it just me, or is this the worst month in gaming in years? Like, I cannot think of a single month in gaming that's been as awful as this one. Like, the only good thing about November was Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out. And we'll be getting to that in a minute, but everything else has been like this this incredible blunder, right? Just incredible blunder. Yeah, Fire Emblem not being nominated for the Game Awards. We'll be getting to the Game Awards soon, but the Game Awards merely being announced would make this like the worst month ever. Okay, that in and of itself was downright abysmal, downright criminal. But we're getting off track here. I am not at all impressed with the Game Awards. I can tell you. But the games that came out themselves, right? The games that actually launched in November have all been incredibly controversial, have all been awful, have all had these like really crippling issues, have all had all these like insane amount of controversy and an insane amount of damage control from the press, right? Like, I'm not seeing a whole lot of talk about like how terrible Death Stranding is, how terrible Shenmue 3 is. No one is talking at all about Doom Eternal being delayed. Like, when Star Fox Zero was delayed, there were all these conspiracy theories about it and all this rampant discussion and weird narratives going around. I haven't seen anything in regards to that, like, which is especially bizarre considering the current state of Fallout 76 and just Bethesda in general. Bethesda, I think, has sort of lost all of their credibility over the past couple of years. Like, it feels like Skyrim was like their high point, like among like normies, right? And it just been bleeding support since then. It's unbelievable. Oof. Oh yeah. What? Wait. What? Is that legit, Peter? Is that legit? Because I was going to talk about Jeff Keighley later on, about like the Game Awards and Kotaku and like how Death Stranding being nominated for Game of the Year. Like, it hasn't even won anything yet, but like Death Stranding even being nominated for awards, considering how like controversial it is, how much people hate that game, how inane important, like, it is the worst. Yeah. Death Stranding might be the most blatant case of game journalist corruption we have seen in a very, very long time. I was going to get to this. I was going to talk about like Jeff Keighley in Kotaku making this article. Even Kotaku is pro Gamergate at this point because they actually published an article decrying the current state of game journalism. It's unbelievable to see just how this is playing out. This kind of feeds into my conspiracy theory, actually. I was really wondering about this because I've noticed when it comes to like the AAA corporate sort of side of the gaming journalism industry, a lot of the praise and hype seems to be like focused towards PlayStation games, right? Like you see like Final Fantasy 7 get on. You saw like Final Fantasy 8 get a lot of praise it didn't really deserve. You saw like game journalists defending like some of the newer Final Fantasies, like after they started to suck, right? You see them praise like PlayStation's decisions, their consoles, their developers placing games like but consider giving games like The Last of Us like perfect scores. It really does feel like PlayStation is the place where game journalism is most intent on promoting and shilling. Like it's not like it feels like PlayStation is the most corrupt out of the three major platform creators, right? And I was wondering, like, is that mostly because of Kojima? Because as we now know, Metal Gear Solid had this very, very strange, unusual sort of a review cycle where Kojima would ship in journalists around the world and have them play the game while supervised during these review boot camps. And it just seems interesting to me that he would feel the need to do that. And just I'm just wondering how that came about, because we don't really know how that started. Like, did it start during Metal Gear Solid 2? Was it like there from the very beginning? Like what started it? Was it Sony's idea? Was it Kojima's? Were they collaborating? It's an interesting thought, I think, that like Kojima may have had a hand in this, because like this is a thing I've been noticing, right? A trend. A lot of the actual talent, the people who seem to be actually be making new games, like Koji, the Symphony of the Night guy, which I'm actually playing right now, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That guy went ahead, made a Kickstarter, made his own game, and it's so much better than Death Stranding. Like it actually feels like a successor to the games he used to make, right? Like it feels like the next step forward for his vision of Castlevania, and it actually feels like something he would make. Like when it comes to Kojima and being given this like budget to do whatever he wants, it really does feel like, man, like this guy has no idea what he's doing. Let's see. Yep. So the Famitsu editor is in Death Stranding. Man, how many journalists are in this game? Was that like Kojima's publicity stunt? Like I'm gonna put Jeff Keighley and Famitsu editors in this game to get me perfect scores and win awards at the Game Awards. Let's see. Death Stranding would be phenomenal as a movie, but the gameplay is tedious. I've seen Death Stranding cutscenes. I am not impressed. Like the bar for like video game writing is like through the floor. Okay, it is just incredibly low. Like I have no respect for video game writers at all. They are the absolute worst. I cannot stand them. Like read a real book if you're. Yep. Oh yeah. The Mario and Princess Peach. Yeah, I'm still angry about that. Well, I'm angry at the whole game really, but like that line by itself kind of just proves what I was saying. Like it's just the worst thing ever. Like literally the worst thing ever. Just unbelievable. Let's see. Yeah, MGS is like genuinely a classic. Like I love, the first MGS. Like I love Metal Gear Solid 3. 2, I need to replay that one. But like 2, this is the thing I've noticed about 2 from what I have played of it. 2 is actually well written. The characters are likable. Like the situations they establish are interesting. It has real personality. Like the cinematics are well acted. It feels unique. Like I didn't really play enough to like really judge the gameplay, but from a pure like movie standpoint, from like from the cinematic standpoint, from the point of view that people defending Death Stranding are using, Metal Gear Solid 2 is far superior. Like even today, like I find it more unique. It's just. I have thought about the plot of Metal Gear Solid 2 long after I finished it, like in part because like fans defend and hype it up so much, but it is legitimately interesting on its own merits. Like it's not completely terrible, right? The way Death Stranding is terrible. Like it really does feel like Death Stranding has always mostly just existed because of Kojima's sort of reputation as this one of the greatest developers in the industry. When a reputation he clearly does not disturb. Oh, yes. A big drop in sales. Donkey's review of Death Stranding was perfect. Yep. Yeah. This happens all the time. Like with a lot of these games that the industry tries to promote and hype up, like Death Stranding, like Gone Home, and stuff like that. A lot of these very, very terrible games. Like they'll be out for a while, they'll sell a little bit, and then once word gets out how terrible they are, they just stop selling. Like nobody wants to play them anymore, and that's going to hit Death Stranding really, really hard. If Death Stranding wins any awards in the Game Awards, I really do expect people to riot because like there are so many other games on Nintendo consoles that are so much more worthy of winning Game of the Year. Like Fire Emblem Three Houses by itself would probably sweep like all of those things that Death Stranding is nominated for. Maybe not cinematics, right? Is cinematics an award for like pure visual flair? But from a gameplay perspective, from a writing perspective, from like a character perspective, I imagine the music is better. The game itself is way better. I can tell you that much right now. Like Fire Emblem Three Houses sweeps it, and that's not the only one that came out this year. Like you can't even really say that. Like I don't know. I walked into a boss room. I wasn't paying attention. You can't even really say that Death Stranding is a unique idea. Like how so many people try to defend it, right? Like there are unique games on.
I need more blood.
Wait a minute.
Blood stinger.
Wait, what? The bosses in this game are cool as fuck. Holy shit. I love her. My new waifu, and it's a boss. I have to kill her. No. Okay, she got me. I had like 5 HP. There was no way I was going to win. She was too pretty. Like, how could I hit that? Like, oh, holy crap. Yeah, Control. Control being nominated is like the biggest slap in the face in like the entire event, I think. Like Death Stranding, you can kind of argue that like, yeah, it had a lot of hype behind it. It hasn't really settled in yet. People are really, really looking forward to this one. It's from Kojima. People were expecting this to be great, right? People were expecting it to be like at least consider it to be Game of the Year. Like Death Stranding has an excuse. Like it's not a good excuse, but it has an excuse. There is no excuse, none at all, to justify Control being nominated for Game of the Year. Like what even is Control? I remember that game coming out and people like talking about it for like a day to laugh at how nobody liked it. And then that was it. It was like forgotten. It was no different than every other generic PS4, Xbox One game. Like nobody actually cared about that game. And this really needs to be said. Nick Rekieta said this on his video. I liked it. The Gamergate one where he was talking about like Kotaku admitting that Gamergate was right. He mentioned this. Like these events, right? These events are not like for the fans. These are events tailored to try and sell products to consumers. Like this isn't like actually awarding anything. Like you'll notice that they like blow through the actual awards to get to the next commercial, to talk about the next upcoming game, to talk about like the next major hit from a famous former Konami developer, Hideo Kojima. Like they won't actually talk about the games that are actually out, the games that actually deserve recognition, the games that may have been overlooked, right? Instead, they're just always trying, like there's this smoke and mirrors, trying to hype up shit that doesn't really deserve it, trying to like move more copies, trying to get people to like talk about these developers as if they're actually worth talking about. It's just it's embarrassing. Like it is just embarrassing. So the Death Stranding is just in and of itself would probably have made like this November the worst in a long, long time. Because I don't think I've ever. It's been a long time since I've followed like AAA news. Like I usually just ignore it because there's no point. Like they're always the same games. Like why get angry about Call of Duty? It's the same thing it's always been. Like there should be like a Nintendo alternative to outdo Call of Duty, but I'm not going to get angry that there isn't. Right? Let's see. Like Call of Duty is not a great game, but like it fills a niche. Well, not really a niche. It has like a demographic of people who only play Call of Duty. It's fine. Like I can understand why people play it. Like it's not a good series, right? It doesn't innovate enough. It doesn't have anything going for it. But there's no reason to get angry about it because it's not like taking attention away from better games the way that like a lot of these Game Awards stuff does. You know, like you don't see. I don't believe Call of Duty was nominated for anything in the Game Awards. I might be wrong for that. I might be wrong about that. I haven't seen. I was mostly just angry about Death Stranding and Control. Both of those do not deserve to be acknowledged at all by these people, by the community. Like those need to be like shunned. If anything, like Death Stranding needs to be nominated for like a gaming equivalent of like a Razzie. Like it's that bad. It is like literally the room of video games. It really does have that kind of appeal to it, I think. Where like watching these cutscenes might become like really, really funny in like the right mindset. Like Mario and Princess Peach. Like that's so ridiculous. It becomes hilarious. That easily could have been like in the room, right? Let's see. Controller shit too. Let's see. Game journalist. Yeah, Astral Chain has not been nominated. I have no idea. People weren't talking about that game at all. Like here we have this game that sold over 1 million units. You know, really, really successful among its demographic. It's a Switch exclusive. You know, it's aimed at adults. You know, from Platinum Games. It's basically a spiritual successor to Metal Gear Rising, right? It had all these things going for it, and yet the gaming media didn't really talk about it at all. It just you know, new IP. There's all this stuff that, you know, if it was any other, if it was exclusive to PlayStation, like you know this would have happened. They would have like hyped it up to hell and back. But no, like they did with Nier. Like Nier was basically the equivalent of this for PlayStation audiences, and like the media gave it like all these awards. They hyped it up. They like talked about how great it was, and it just. It's just really inconsistent, right? It doesn't really feel like, oof. It doesn't feel organic at all. Like that's the thing about these Game Awards. Like it doesn't feel like it's actually being made by people who play video games, right? Like it feels like a bunch of. It feels corporate, like it feels fake, and like we can sort of see through this. Like I think most people kind of understand, like just by looking at the nominees, that these aren't the games that people are playing. These aren't the games that people are talking about. These aren't the games that people are interested in or excited for. Even like people are just confused, like near constantly. Like this is really what the industry thinks. I'm going to be taking so many pictures of my waifu, by the way. Check my Twitter to see if you want to know who it is. But oof.
I need more blood.
Okay. It's like if Bayonetta used blood instead of hair. It's like my favorite thing ever now. Holy shit. All right. Yeah, for such a low-res game, this game has like a surprising large amount of waifus. Like Miriam's pretty likable, other than like the tattoos. Bloodless, that's her name. All right. Holy shit. All right. Yeah. That's like the problem living in my area. I generally really, really love it. Like I generally really love where I live and stuff like that. But there are no hot goth chicks, and I'm just so pissed off about that. My life is a mess. My life is in ruins. I'll never truly be happy until I correct this epidemic that's befallen us all. Let's see. Yeah. Daemon X Machina was not the best game that came out for Switch. I liked it. I did enjoy playing it, but yeah, it has all these really weird problems, like with the. It's a 7 out of 10 game, I would say. Like it's perfectly enjoyable for its audience, like, but yeah, it's definitely a bit niche. It definitely doesn't. It does a lot of things really, really well, but ooh, I'm not. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What does Astral Chain have a nomination in? I don't think I saw it be nominated. I think it has like some minor one that nobody cares about, but the issue is that it's not being nominated for Game of the Year when like Death Stranding is. Yep. Yeah, I think the game. I believe the only good game on that list is Smash, and that's the game I think should win it, but I'm not sure if it will. And you just know if it does win, you're going to see people like Video Game Lover 58 using that example for years to prove that that the VGAs are not corrupt, like just like he's doing right now with Breath of the Wild. Oh, they won Game of the Year a couple of years ago with Breath of the Wild. They're not corrupt. It's just it's so stupid. There were a lot more. There were a lot of other games that deserve to be nominated, right? Like that's my take on it. I am not impressed with like the Game Awards at all. Like it doesn't matter if they praise Breath of the Wild or not. Like they're still shafting other games that deserve to be nominated over this shit that doesn't. Like Control, Death Stranding. What are you serious? It just yeah. So is the chat in agreement? Do you think Smash Ultimate deserves Game of the Year? It's hard to believe it's technically part of this year because it came out so long ago, but it did come out after the Game Awards last year. That was my problem with the Game Awards last year, by the way. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was not nominated for Best RPG, right? Even though it came out during a similar time that Smash did this year. So, like, that was a really blatant example of, like, bias there. Again, I don't even like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but, like, I guess it was better than, like, all the other shit they had nominated. Like, what did they have on there? Like, it wasn't Anthem. Anthem wasn't out yet. What did they have on there? Like complete bullshit, like Western RPGs, right? Man. Yeah, Smash is just like pure epic. Like I am not super into Smash Ultimate right now. I really need to get back into it because I've mostly been playing other games, and I was kind of burned out on like Smash when it came out because the thing about Smash Ultimate is that like I decided that I would go back and 100% every single Smash game before it came out, and like that like destroyed my enthusiasm for Smash because what happened was that like I ended up like spending like an entire month like doing all this stupid grindy bullshit to get the Diskin trophy in Melee, and then it came out and then like when I was done with that and had to go on to Brawl, which is even more ridiculous, I was just like, I can't do this. And then like Smash 4 is honestly just as bad in a lot of ways. Like that's one of the things I'll say about like Smash Ultimate. That's definitely way better than Brawl and 4 is that like the achievements are way less obnoxious. Like a lot of the requirements for 100%ing Smash Ultimate is like Smash 4 and Brawl are like ridiculous and impossible and just shouldn't really be attempted by anyone. Like I can't think of where I stopped, but like stuff like beating boss battles on intense difficulty and I don't even know, like just stuff that's like not really possible unless you're like some super dedicated like hardcore fanboy. It's just like I could do it, but like it just wasn't fun for me. Like it was more grindy than anything else. Like it was just me like memorizing all these boss patterns, like finding the best character for me, and then just like doing it over and over again until I did it. It's not fun, really. Like the combat isn't complex enough for like boss battles to be fun. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of how I feel about like Melee and just. The core game is great, but like, 100% completion is a nightmare. Smash Ultimate, like, I don't know, like I don't feel a strong drive to like get everything in Smash Ultimate the way I have in previous games. It's just, yeah, there's stuff in there to collect, but it's not interesting. Like, I mostly would want to collect all the trophies, but there are no trophies in Smash Ultimate, which was the most disappointing thing about Smash Ultimate, by the way. Like, you really couldn't give like these things a description. You really couldn't model a trophy. Like, you couldn't reuse a trophy. It's just, definitely the thing that I'm just like, I sound kind of like a sword and shielder, like a Dexit person, because apparently it's harder to make a trophy. Sakurai claims this. Apparently, it's harder to make a trophy than you might expect. So I might be talking out of my ass here, but I'm just, I really like trophies. So to see them gone was very, very disappointing for me personally. I'm kind of surprised more people don't talk about that. I guess it wasn't as popular as a feature as I thought it was, because I haven't seen anyone bring that up at all, like since the announcement. It's people don't seem to notice. So I mean that tells a lot about it. That says a lot about like Smash Ultimate, I think, or about this kind of controversy. Nobody is really bringing it up now that the game is out. Like it's a lot like, I guess that's my equivalent of the Sword and Shield Dexit controversy. Is that like, yeah, there was this feature that I really loved in this game that I was really excited for. I was disappointed to see it go, and I voiced my disappointment about it. But like, it's still a great game, right? In spite of that, right? Like, it's still legitimately a really good, engaging fighting game. Like, arguably the best it's ever been. So, I'm just, I just feel as if a lot of these complaints about Sword and Shield don't really hold up a lot of water. Like now that it's actually out, right? Like Sword and Shield is like, oof. Sword and Shield is like a really good game. Like, let's see. Wait a minute. Reflector Array. What should I use? True Arrow. Sword and Shield had all this backlash, all these controversies. Here's the thing about Sword and Shield. Like, the thing that really bothers me about it is that like people were actively making up excuses to hate it. Like, ever since the whole Dexit thing happened, it felt like this very dedicated group of people on the internet were desperately trying to fabricate a story in regards to this. They were desperately trying to prove this narrative that there was something wrong with Game Freak, that they were deliberately fucking over Pokemon, that they were like ignoring what the fans wanted, that would be very easy to put all the Pokemon in the game, and that Game Freak was just too incompetent. And it's a narrative that wasn't really sustainable, right? Like it's a narrative that they exaggerated so much. Like, I honestly don't trust any of the information I see coming from like these Pokemon experts, right? Because like there's all these weird situations I keep hearing in regards to like Sword and Shield and like its glitches. Like Pokemon Sword and Dexiters were pushing this narrative that the game was like glitchy and unfinished, and that would literally brick your Switch. And they were like posting all this evidence and like, look at how terrible Game Freak is. They disrespect your console. Nintendo needs to rein them in. And it turned out to not be true at all. Like, if it was true, we would be hearing it more outside of these circles. But no, it was like this obviously fake thing to try and keep discussion of Sword and Shield negative. Like, that's kind of what all this all these controversies were. We're just people trying to attack Game Freak because they were upset about the national decks being cut. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, there was nothing more to the situation. Like, they didn't actually play the game and were like, okay, this game is terrible. They were like, they made up their minds before it came out because of a controversy and fabricated more controversy, tried to fabricate more controversies to try and like dispel the genuine enthusiasm from the players of the game, the real fans, so to speak. It's just wait a minute. Where's my? Ooh, nice. That's a shortcut. All right, awesome. I can go back to town. Bloodstained, by the way, has to be one of the best Castlevania games I've played. Like, maybe not the best. Like, I think I do like Aria more. I might like. It's kind of hard to say what your favorite Castlevania game is. Like, it really does amount to your personal preference. But like, I really, really love this. I think it's really well made. I think it's engaging. It's better than Symphony of the Night for sure. I can tell you that much because it's clearly aping off of like what Symphony of the Night did with like its specific how it worked specifically. But it's it feels like they really improved on it and made a legitimately great game. And Symphony of the Night is so overrated. I've said this before, but I do not enjoy Symphony of the Night. I much prefer Aria and Circle of the Moon and Portrait of Ruin. And I believe probably even Dawn of Sorrow, which is very, very, very controversial choice. But Symphony of the Night, I did not really enjoy all that much at all. Oops. This is way, way better. I'm very, very pleased. Bloodstained is so good. Let's see. Yeah. The boycott did not work for Pokemon, and that's something I really wanted to point out to like a lot of these keyboard warriors out there is that like the industry doesn't care what you do. Like, consumers don't actually care what you do. I strongly suspect the vast majority of people who were complaining about Sword and Shield were not actual consumers to begin with. I genuinely think it was mostly like the pirates and like the trolls and like non-gamers that were getting angry about this. People who were just like rioting because that's what they like doing, right? Like, you sort of have these people online who are sort of drawn to these kind of controversies, right? Who don't play the games, like even at like their height. Supposed height, they don't play the games, but they'll talk about the controversy and like make it out to be some terrible thing. Like, how dare Game Freak do this? Because it's a Nintendo brand. It's Pokemon. Like, they know that if they rail on it, they'll get views and attention and support from their fans. So that's why it kind of happens, right? Like, I don't think Rich from Review Tech USA plays Pokemon, right? But he'll make like videos about how terrible Game Freak is all day long, right? It's just how it works. It's just how this happens, right? Oof. Yeah. A lot of these, it's kind of amazing. Like, this month has been terrible for gaming, right? We've had like Google Stadia, which is literally the worst gaming platform in existence, somehow get way less hate than the Wii U did. You have like Shenmue 3, which isn't getting much attention at all. You have Doom Eternal being delayed. No one's really talking about that. And you have like Death Stranding, which is the biggest blunder I think I've seen in a very, very long time from like a notable Japanese creator, like a creator people actually cared about and liked, right? From this very famous director, and it turned out to be a complete flop, and no one's really talking about it. No one's really like asking questions about like how this happened or like what Sony did or like what Kojima could have done better or whether Konami was right to fire him. There's like Death Stranding failing the way it has raised a lot of these questions that like no one is really addressing, which is just downright pathetic. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Oof. Yep. Review Tech USA is like, that motherfucker is like 43 or something like that. And he's just like, I swear he doesn't play games at all. Like, it really does feel that way at this point. Like, a lot of these older people, like Pat the NES Punk, AVGN, to his credit, AVGN is like very open about not actually enjoying games. Review Tech USA, a lot of these like 40-year-old people or people who are approaching 40, like Spoonie, Angry Joe, people like that, they're playing less and less games as they get older, but like they don't really want to admit it because gaming is their career, and it becomes this weird sort of thing where they're like talking about things they don't really have an interest in, which kind of goes against the entire appeal of being a gaming YouTuber to begin with. Because why would you live this kind of lifestyle if you're not actually interested in, gaming, I'm not sure about Little Town Hero. I have not played it. I have no intention to. Toby Fox being involved is like the most disgusting thing Game Freak could have done. Like, really, they really needed to get rid of him. If they release a version without his soundtrack, I'll do it, but I don't think they will. I was really looking forward to Little Town Hero, if it means anything. I was going to play it, but nope. They alienated me as a customer, and a lot of other people too. The Toby Fox curse seems to be really real. Like, people don't want to admit this, but like, I swear, like, every project that Toby Fox is involved in, like, it keeps going up in flames. Like, it's kind of bizarre. Like, he always tries to distance himself from it afterwards, and like his fans don't really address it. And like, of course, everyone who doesn't know who Toby Fox is doesn't really care about him. But like, there's this weird pattern of like every time he's involved with something, it sort of like has this crazy dumpster fire like controversy following it. It's unbelievable. I've seen this happen with Yick. I've seen this happen with like Little Town Hero. I think there was something else he worked on. Toby needs to go. Like, Toby just needs to fuck off. Okay. Ugh. To be fair, though, I think he's near the end of his career. Like, he really has nowhere else to go. Like, when you get right down to it, like, what Toby is doing now is basically leeching off of more talented people. So, yeah, that's something you only do if you have no talent of your own. Like, he's not – Deltarune, he knows Deltarune isn't going anywhere. He knows it's not as popular as Undertale. He knows like, his fan base has grown up and will, like – I think will be more critical of him or won't really it won't really have the same kind of hype to it. They'll be when people play Deltarune, they'll always be comparing it to Undertale, and as a result, like, it's always going to be negative. Like, it's not that Undertale is good because it's not, but it doesn't have like that thing that made it popular. That meme appeal of like, oh, we're discovering something that's never been discovered before. It's dumb. All right, let's see. Yeah, Toby Fox didn't compose Pokemon, and it shows. Like, the soundtrack for Pokemon is way better than Little Town Hero, which really needs to be pointed out more. But yeah, like, he has like one song on it, a song he ripped off from himself. He does that a lot. He sort of like reuses his music, which is like lazy as fuck. But yeah, I wasn't gonna boycott like Sword of the Shield because Toby Fox was in it. Like, fuck that shit. Like, sending a message works better if like they seriously tried to like sell. It worked better with Little Town Hero because they were seriously trying to compose him to promote him as like as a reason to buy the game. Like, ooh, look, Toby Fox is in the game, and yeah, nobody really gave a shit. Like no one at all. Like Little Town Hero bombed, and it really just goes to show you how little Toby Fox's audience actually plays game. Like you would see people be more aware of like all the stuff he ripped off, all the music he stole from, like all the concepts that are like done better in other games. Like it would be more commonly known if Toby Fox wasn't like if his audience actually played games. It would be more obvious, I think. Well, it is obvious if you actually play video games. It's why people, in the industry, don't really care for him, or people who like actually play a lot of games don't really care for him. It really is like these sort of like Tumblr, sort of like online community people, like the FNAF crowd. Like no one's gonna say FNAF is like the best game ever made, but like it has this audience because of like the stream culture and the reaction channels and stuff like that. It's kind of a weird phenomenon that video game streaming has brought about us, and that like games that aren't technically fun or good are being acknowledged as masterpieces by people who don't play them. It's really, really sad to see. I hope it starts becoming more commonly known later on down the line. I think we're reaching that point because plenty of people don't like Undertale, right? Like plenty of people don't like Toby Fox, but it's not really a mainstream thing, right? Like it's just we'll get there eventually, like right. Let's see. Oh yeah. Toby Fox distances himself from everything that goes wrong for him, while hyping up like everything that like is amazing about his life. Like he really does he does that like Instagram horror sort of thing where like he always talks about how great his life is while like leaving out all the bad stuff, right? In order to like present this image of like this desirable, incredibly successful person, even though he probably doesn't have a whole lot. Like it's just oof. Yeah, I can't beat my bloodstained waifu. I'm gonna have to grind or get better equipment or something. Let me post her picture on Twitter real quick. So you know who I'm talking about. Let me see here. The bosses in this game are so good. What was I going to talk about next? I can't even remember the last time I fought with anybody in the actual gaming industry. I've been too busy. Like, when did... Oh, did I not get a picture of her face? Oh, wow, I failed. Damn. Fuck that up. Okay, whatever. Okay. Oof. Let's see. Yeah, what else was I going to talk about? There was a lot. I talked about the Game Awards. I talked about Death Stranding. Shenmue 3, I think, kind of needs to be talked about, and a certain community of people surrounding Shenmue 3. It's kind of, let's see. Yeah, Shenmue 3 is like hey, I tried to get her face. I tried. I was specifically wanted the face. Well, I'm still fighting her, so like I can try to get a face shot. Hey, I was looking at other things other than a face, okay? Okay. Okay. So yeah, Shenmue 3 is like, oof. Oof, just unbelievable. Okay, so I've been hearing all sorts of things about the game. I'm not really sure exactly how good it is. Like, I'm not entirely sure what I would think about Shenmue 3 because I haven't played the first two games because Sega made this glaring error in not publishing the first two on Switch. So I have no interest in picking up Shenmue 3. I could easily pick up my Xbox controller right now and buy Shenmue 1 and 2, but I'm not going to do it. I am going to wait for the Switch version that should have been out a long time ago. And when that happens, I'll give my thoughts on those games. But like going by what I've heard of Shenmue 3, it seems to be the same thing as the first two, but worse. Like kind of the narrative right now is that like, oh, they want to make it a nostalgic for older players. They didn't have a large budget. They don't know what they're doing. But oh no. The thing about that is, it seems like it's not quite as polished as the first two games. I'm hearing like stories criticizing the voice acting and how that plays out. Right? Like for example, if you ask someone a question, Shenmue is a game about where you go around asking people questions in order to like. Move on with the game somehow. And apparently they'll respond to you in really bizarre sort of like really bizarre ways that don't make any sense. So for example, if you ask someone where someone is, they'll say something like, I haven't, or something like that. Like a phrase that doesn't make sense in response to like the question you asked, right? So like Shenmue 3 kind of, I'm told, it doesn't have the immersion that the first two had. I'm not sure how true that is, but like it really does feel like this game, which has come out, has sort of it's kind of amazing that no one's talking about it. The fact that no one is talking about it, it kind of makes me think that like they deliberately wanted to release it under the radar to prevent it from being controversial among like the typical hardcore gaming audience, because I find it really strange how like no one is really talking about this at all. It's just oof. Oops, hang on. Oops. Oof. I'm just not sure exactly how. Oof. Still, though, like Shenmue 3 has had so many controversial things happening to it. Like, it really should have been, people should have been more skeptical of this Kickstarter. I wonder if, like, the development team knew that something was this game was going to be controversial if they, like, made a big deal out of its release. So they just sort of, like, released it under the radar. I don't really know, but I think it's another, like, Mighty Number 9 style failure, right? Like I don't see this game being the Shenmue 3 that fans were asking for, because it ends on a cliffhanger. Like they seriously had the gall to make a Kickstarter game and ask people for money and then not finish it. Wait. There we go. Okay. I think I got the face shot this time. I think I did. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, got it. Okay. It's not the one I wanted, but you do see it. All right. Yeah, so there better be a cosplay scene for this game. That's all I can say. There isn't, but I kind of wish there was, if you know what I mean. Okay. Yeah, Switch is like phenomenal. I'm very, very impressed with like everything that's coming out on it. It has like an incredible lineup of games. It needs to be talked about more, I think, among like gaming journalists. Like people, the Game Awards really should be primarily made up of like Nintendo games, because like I don't think there's any denying that like there are several Nintendo games that are better than what like the VGAs are hyping up as like the best in the industry. Like there are plenty of games better than Death Stranding. There are plenty of games better than Control. It just unbelievable. Oof. Yeah, I'd say Death Stranding is probably better than Undertale. Yeah, like I'm not even being like ironic. Like I really do think that. Like Death Stranding is just Undertale's on a level of its own. Oof. Yeah. The industry sort of does this thing where they pretend to like Nintendo, but they won't actually. They'll do this thing where they'll sort of pretend we're like Nintendo is not as good as it used to be. And what? Is she healing? Wait, what just happened here? The industry will sort of do its thing where Nintendo, they'll act like they're huge fans of Nintendo and what they do and stuff like that, but they won't actually like acknowledge their games, right? Like they'll promote all these other games, right, and not really talk about Nintendo at all and stuff they're actually doing outside of Mario and Zelda, right? So I think that's what kind of gives people the impression that like Nintendo is only Mario and Zelda. Like, mind you, Mario and Zelda are like, standout titles for a reason. Like, we're talking like some of the best games ever made. But the industry doesn't really talk about like all this other stuff they could easily be talking about. Like Codename Steam is a great example. ARMS was a great example. Like, these need to be talked about more going forward. It's just unbelievable. Okay. Yeah, I think I can beat her, but I just got to level up more. I can't believe she heals like halfway through the fight. Like, I hate bosses in RPGs that heal. That's like the worst thing ever. Just okay. So what am I supposed to do? Like, keep hitting her until she dies, or I'm not exactly sure how she healed though. Maybe I just have to do it again, and then maybe there's a way to prevent it. Since this is the Castlevania game, I keep thinking that like there's sometimes you're going to have to find a super secret item to beat the boss to like a specific enemy, because like in Symphony of the Night you have to have like a specific item in order to beat Richter. Like at one point he uses like holy rain against you and you can't survive it. You just sort of die. So like what you're supposed to do is find a specific item in order to survive that one attack and then beat him, and or like deal with like him being possessed. It's your decision what you do. And you should deal with the possession, by the way. That leads to the true ending. I keep thinking that like, wow, I might have to do the same thing in Bloodstained at a certain point. So I'm just like, I'm super skeptical of every boss I come up against. It's just unbelievable. Oof. Yeah. The art crowd. I hate artsy people. I want to be honest with you. Like, other than like certain female individuals, I don't have any attachment to the art crowd at all. They're just annoying. They're obnoxious. They're pseudo intellectuals. They don't know anything about anything really. Like, I don't take them seriously at all, and like not in video games and not in anything else. It's just unbelievable. Well, the thing about the game is arts crowd is that they're not interested in games being art. They're interested in games being propaganda. They're interested in games being like pushing for very specific worldviews and ideas. Like these aren't people who play something like Killer 7 or Shadow of the Colossus, stuff that like has actual artistic merit to it, right? They don't play stuff like that. They don't care. What they're interested in is like seeing their values represented in all media, like not just gaming, like all media, right? Like the way women are treated and stuff like that. Specific political views, like they just want to push their agenda onto people. They're not interested in actually the actual product at all, and that's why they're not actually artists. Like an artist would want people to like be creative and like exhibit their talents, right? But these people, like this, I do call them art people because like people know what I'm talking about when I talk about this. But they want like they want everyone to make the same kind of thing, right? Like you can't have a game where you rescue a princess from a dragon because, ooh, that's misogynistic. Ooh, that's the princess can save herself. It's just, no, she can't. Then she wouldn't be kidnapped. It's just, they don't really respect the medium at all. Like you can kind of see this, and not just in games and literature and film. It shows up everywhere. They don't respect what creators are trying to do with their projects, and I don't really care for them very much. I don't respect them. Like Jim Sterling, I think is a pretty good example of this. The reason he, and I think a lot of other SJW's critics, tried to promote Horizon Zero Dawn was because of the whole female playable character thing. Like not because of like the game's own merits, but because like the game's politics were in line with what they wanted. Like they had their female open world protagonist. Like they had like that stuff, but they didn't have an actual game that people wanted to play. So it's just oof, unbelievable. Yeah, Oscar film. Yeah, the Oscars are like a joke, and it's because of stuff like this kind of thing. Like they're not interested in like actually promoting good filmography. Like they're pushing like political stuff, like gayness and in particular. That's the one that always sticks out to me. That like if your movie is about LGBT issues, it's like a masterpiece no matter what. Like no matter how good it actually is. Like if it has a certain tone, if it has a certain angle, if it has a certain like sort of feel to it, it's like Oscar worthy. And they're not actually talking about like the great films that are coming out. Like I don't even know what wins the Oscars anymore because I don't care. Like nobody actually sees these Oscar films. Nobody feels a drive to go and watch them, like no matter who you are, because nobody actually enjoys watching these movies. It's just they have no real audience. They exist in order to push a narrative onto people, and it's just oof. Yep. All award shows are a joke. I kind of agree. I can't think of any other than my upcoming show, the Marios, that I think are reliable or consistent at all. It's a complete joke. Like I said, it's all the shill products and the shill ideas in certain cases. It's kind of disgusting. Not impressed. All right. Da-da-da-da-da. Am I ever gonna beat this boss? Because like she's hard as shit. Okay. Well, even these enemies outside her door are like destroying me. So yeah, maybe I am a bit underleveled. Maybe I do need to work on my my build a bit more. But oof. I mean, the castle is pretty much open to me at this point, so I can go a lot of different places. But I haven't found better equipment yet. Oops. Luigi's? No. Why would I call it the Luigi's? Why would I call it the Oscars? The Marios, I think, sounds a lot more in line with what people would expect from a gaming award show. Let's see here. Oops. I'm not nominating anything. Like this is how it should work. You should have a category and you should pick the game that wins that category. Like you don't need to nominate anything. It just excludes stuff that isn't nominated. Like there aren't enough good games in the year to like bother with this like nominating stuff. Like I've played all the games that have come out, so there's no reason to nominate like that. Luigi is not better than Mario. What are you talking about? I think Peach would have a word with you about that. Mario's awesome. That reminds me, I need to finish Luigi's Mansion 3. I still have not finished it yet. Pokemon distracted me. And I don't know. Why did I stop playing it? I think I was like busy that weekend or something. And I just didn't get around to it. I'll be busy the next couple of weeks too. So, I have like a lot of stuff I need to pick up. Like for my house and stuff like that. I'm not sure how many games I'm even going to be buying this month, which is actually a good thing because I need to play all the stuff I already have because I have like insane amount of stuff. Right? Like I have Bloodstained, I have Luigi's Mansion 3. I wanted to get back into Mortal Kombat 11, which is really good, by the way. The more I play it, the more I really start to like it and really appreciate it. I really like Luigi's Mansion 3. It's not bad at all. It's I would say it's an improvement over Dark Moon. I like Dark Moon too, but it's certain individuals did not like Dark Moon, and I'm just really curious how they're responding to Luigi's Mansion 3 because it's really a little bit different. But I like both. I really like both. I'm leaning forward too much. I'm gonna have to lean back. Yeah. Next Level Games has like the best animators I've seen in like a while. Like they actually make like the Mario characters look like amazing, and I'm really really impressed with that. I hope they like get around to making a new IP soon. Actually, like Luigi's Mansion 3 kind of makes me want them to do something a little bit different. Like because I love Luigi's Mansion, but like playing it, I was just like, okay, we've seen this before. You know what I mean? I'm kind of ready for them to make something new. Like people want them to make Strikers again, and like I would want a new Punch Out and a new Federation Force, but like, they can make whatever they want. Hopefully they'll be back soon to continue making new great Nintendo games because they're really doing a great job with these kind of like cartoony games. They're great at that. I would hope they come back and maybe make a racing game or something along those lines. They would be a great pick for a Diddy Kong Racing 2, probably. They're probably the closest thing to Rareware Nintendo has right now because they're actually making like these really good. They have a really varied portfolio right now. It's great. Yeah. The hate towards Dark Moon is like the most bizarre sort of like. Did people really have that big of an idea? Really have that big of a problem with the mission structure? Like, is it really that big of a deal to you? Like, is that really your priority? It just that's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, oh, this game has a mission structure, like 0 out of 10. Like, I heard that with like Kid Icarus Uprising too. Like, really, that's your problem with the game? Like, it has a mission structure. That reminds me, I need to replay Kid Icarus Uprising. Like I said, I'm like swamped with releases. Holy crap. I haven't finished all the releases and all the routes and Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I need to like 100% Pokemon. I am like swamped right now. Holy crap! I got a 100% Astral Chain. Yeah. Here I am grinding on Bloodstain because I can't beat this boss because she's just too cute to kill. Yeah, that's gonna be my excuse. It's not that like I can't beat her. She's just too cute. Like, yeah, we could go out to dinner or something. We don't need to fight. Ugh. 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 Yeah, Retro. I don't know what's going on with Retro. Tropical Freeze came out in 2014. It was ported on Switch, but like they haven't released anything since then. They re-released it for Wii U. They released it for Switch in 2018. I think was it 2018 or 2017? A while ago. So I'm just wondering, like, where exactly are they? Like, what are they doing? It's become like a joke at this point. Well, we've passed the joke point, and that like we have no idea what's going on there. There are all these rumors that like things are going badly there. I don't really believe that, but it sort of feels like something is going on. Like they're working on Metroid Prime 4, but like, why weren't they working on Prime 4 to begin with? It's just, where are they? What are they doing? I'm so confused. Well, they weren't working on Prime 4 the entire 5-year period. I'm just wondering what happened in like that 5-year gap before we heard that. And plus, we haven't seen Prime 4 footage anyway. By the way, I need to like come out and say this openly. I am not excited for Prime 4 at all because I haven't seen any gameplay footage. Like, why would I be excited about a game that I haven't seen yet? And I think most people kind of feel that way. We're like the opposite of Death Stranding fans. Yeah, Prime 4 is going to be like game of the year, 10 out of 10. But I'm not going to get excited until we see some real footage, right? So we're the opposite of Death Stranding fans. So I'm sure it'll be good, but oof, I haven't seen any evidence of that. Because like it might not be the case. Like I was expecting Fire Emblem Fates to be like my favorite game of all time, and like it's a complete piece of shit. I hate Fates with a passion. It is so bad. I'm kind of surprised. Like out of all the Nintendo games that have been controversial over the years, the one that I hate the absolute most, Fates, is the one that like doesn't really get that bad of a rap. Like Tokyo Mirage Sessions gets shit on for no reason. Like Star Fox Zero gets shit on for no reason. Color Splash gets shit on for no reason. It never stops. And yet somehow Fates gets off. Like Fates, which has like some of the most disgusting plot lines I think I've ever seen in a JRPG, it is like gets a free pass. It's unbelievable. Like Fates is like the absolute worst. It's so bad. Like I used to defend Fates because like, well, I haven't played all the routes. Maybe some of the later routes are better. Maybe there's more going on here. Damn, what? How does she heal? Like, why is she healing? Is there a trick to this? I don't understand. I think I should be able to beat her, but like she heals like an insane amount, and I'm not really sure how I would. Wait a minute. Maybe I should look at my powers again. Hang on. Yeah, we can get excited for Luigi expansion for Metroid Prime 4 when they actually show it off, I think. Yeah. I love Tropical Freeze. I just think it took too long. I don't know. Like, what are they working on? A new Donkey Kong game? That'll be great, but no, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm really excited for them, but I don't know. Like, I think we should have gotten some kind of news on what they've been working on. It's just bizarre that they've gone this long without announcing anything like formally. It just it's been too long since I played Tropical Freeze myself. I Yeah, I love Tropical Freeze. I think it's great. Oops. Hmm. Oh yeah. For some reason, Metroid fans have this weird dislike of like Donkey Kong. I've seen this happen before, where like people will like rage at Donkey Kong getting attention, where like Metroid fails. It's just I don't know, Donkey Kong is like one of Nintendo's most successful brands. I don't see why people have such a weird problem with that. It's bizarre. Like you see these weird sort of like idiotic fan base rivalries in between like Nintendo franchises. It's really strange. Like a Mario, like Paper Mario fans hate Mario and Luigi because of like the whole color splash thing. So like a lot of these Paper Mario fans were like celebrating the death of Mario and Luigi, and like thinking that means that they're going to get like a new Paper Mario, and it was like the most disgraceful thing I've ever seen in my life. Um, I don't know. Like I haven't seen. I'm sure there's more examples of that, but I haven't seen a whole lot of them personally. There's just oof. There is a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff that kind of goes under the radar when it comes to this sort of like weird fan base interactions and stuff like that. Like, I think Prime fans kind of have an issue with uh, traditional Metroid fans. Like, I kind of feel like if they were making 2D Metroid and Prime along the same side, you're going to see a lot of people like arguing which is better. Like that's going to be a thing, I'm sure. Fire Emblem fans, they sort of have this like the classic fans and Awakening, and I don't see a problem with really distinguishing between like classic and post Awakening Fire Emblem, but I don't. People take it way too far. Like they're all good. Like I'm going to be picking up a copy of Genealogy of the Holy War soon, or Mr. the New Emblem first, I think. I'll be getting that soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm not going to be like, this game, it needs to be more like Awakening to be good. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. I'm not really sure what exactly happened with Alpha Dream, but I suspect they just couldn't handle the transition to HD consoles. Like, I think they had problems just making the 3DS versions of like Dream Team, because like their output slowed a little bit after Dream Team came out. Like Dream Team was like a huge hit, right? I think it sold like 3 million copies or something like that. But like, I think it was really expensive for them to produce, and they never really recovered from that. So it's kind of interesting how a game could like sell so well and be so popular, but still bankrupt a company. Because like they're not budgeting correctly, and Nintendo isn't like bailing them out the way that like Sony did with Square Enix, or the way Square Enix did with like a Square Soft did by merging with Enix. Excuse me. Yeah, the remakes were like a terrible idea. I don't know why they thought that like what they should have done is like make one really good remake of like all three of the original games. Like not try to like sell them separately. Like release them as a collection and try to make money off of that. Like I love Superstar Saga, right? Like it was one of my all-time favorite games for a really, really long time, right? But like the remake had all these weird problems that were kind of put me off it. We're like, well, other than the fact that it has Dream Team graphics, like I can't think of anything that game does that it's not Link's Awakening DX, right? Link's Awakening for the Switch is a remake that clearly fixes my throat's acting up. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, yeah. Ow, my throat hurts. Link's Awakening is a game that clearly improves on the original. Like they actually took the original game and sort of like made adjustments to make it better, right? Like I've talked about this in my review, where like it did a bunch of stuff that made that game spectacular, right? Even better than it was. Like it fixed a lot of like a quality of life issues and just some issues with like how the game is designed, how the game plays and stuff like that. Like really minor stuff that no one but like the most hardcore fans would notice, but they did it. But Alpha Dream didn't do that. Like they really just they took Superstar Saga, gave it Dream Team graphics, and that's it. They didn't add in like a hard mode. They didn't add in like bonus bosses or a bonus dungeon or anything like that. They just remade the game in a new engine, and it was just it was just really, really pointless. And I didn't even buy Bowser's Inside Story, and I wanted to play that game again at the same time. Like that remake disappointed me so badly. I did not buy the follow-up. It was just really, really surprising. Yeah. Yeah. They were making a lot of them, I think. Yeah. What were all the Mario and Luigi games on 3DS? We had like there were only 4, right? You have like Dream Team, you have Paper Jam, you have the remakes, right? That's 4. Did you say there are 5? I don't think there's a 5th one. I haven't heard of a 5th one. They did not remake Partners in Time for some reason. Oof. Yeah, I don't think the remakes were the reason why they went bankrupt. Like they really felt like a last ditch. They felt like a last ditch effort to try and make some money, to try and prevent bankruptcy. I think that's quite different. They didn't cause the bankruptcy because if the games really did that badly, they wouldn't have re-released. They wouldn't have released the follow up to begin with. Because that game did not feel like it took any money to produce at all. It was such a cheap remake. I was not too impressed. In a minute. Oh, did I miss my my mark? Golden Sun. Oh no, don't bring that up. That's like the Xenoblade for me of like the 2000s. I am not a fan of Golden Sun at all. I have finished the first one, and I own the second on Wii U. And I haven't finished it yet, but like Golden Sun, oof, it's one of those RPGs. Like it has a lot of potential. Like I could see a sequel doing really, really well, but like, oof, they're gonna have to like do a lot to make it great. Like, I don't even know. Just to me, it feels like a lazy Dragon Quest clone. I'm not too impressed with it. I didn't enjoy Golden Sun too much. I actually kind of hated it. Like I think I was like memeing while I was playing on Miiverse that like about how like Isaac is like the worst RPG protagonist because like there's this scene when you're on a ship and it keeps getting like invaded by monsters or something like that. And I think you're supposed to be protecting the passengers of the ship from the monsters, but like it's a scripted event. And the game makes a point of like what your characters are supposed to be doing to prevent the people getting attacked by monsters, and like, but apparently there's nothing you can do to prevent it, so it just sort of happens anyway. So basically, what happens is that like it comes off like Isaac is not doing what he's supposed to be doing in order to protect these people from monsters. It's just wow. Wow. I'm not too oof. Yeah, Dark Dawn. I finished that recently, actually. Like this is a story. Dark Dawn was actually my first Golden Sun game, and I played it all the way up until the end, and I never actually finished it. So like something like 7 years later, not that long ago, I got it out again, popped it in, and then like beat the final boss. And then like I saw this ending, and I was just like, I don't remember any of these characters. I don't remember anything that happened in this game. Nothing stuck out to me. It's so unbelievably generic. Now, I understand that fans don't like Dark Dawn either, but like it's just yeah. I would say Isaac and his friends are the best cast. Yeah, like isn't Dark Dawn supposed to be about their kids or some shit? And like it doesn't make any sense or something along those lines. I have no idea. I'm not a Golden Sun fan. I don't remember anything about Dark Dawn. Nothing is just. I have played it though. That's literally the only thing I remember. It might be the only RPG I've played ever where like I can't tell you anything about the plot other than how much I hated it. Like, oof, it's so bad. I think Earthbound fans, I've talked about this before. It feels like a lot of Earthbound fans aren't people who are actually interested in RPGs or even video games. Like it's sort of like the Undertale thing, where a lot of people who are not interested in video games sort of get attached to this specific title for like because of its sort of hipster appeal, if that makes any sense. Like it's hang on. I'm gonna concentrate here while I sell my stuff so I don't do anything stupid. Let's see.
What are you looking to buy? Then we have a deal.
There we go. Yep.
Then we have a deal.
Awesome.
Thank you. Come back anytime.
Oh yeah. I imagine if Mother 3 did get released, it would not sell at all. It would be like the opposite of the Pokemon Sword and Shield situation, in which people say they want it, but it's not actually going to do well because like there's no real market for it. Because let's face it, everyone who wants to play Mother 3 has played it already, and I actually it's funny that this comes up right after I do this, but I myself do technically own a copy of Mother 3. It's on the way here right now. I have ordered a copy of Mother 3. It's going to be here within the next couple of days, I think. Soon. I almost expect it to be here today. I'll have to check my order form. But yes, I do own Mother 3. It's just not here yet. So yeah, I would not. I personally might not actually buy Mother 3 if it were to be released again. If it were to be released. Yeah. It's a repro cart with the. Yep, it's with the fan translation. Yep. Hey, where was I going? Oh yeah, I was going back. Yep, it's the Fran translation. I got my SP fixed. I got my battery replaced, and I've been playing a little bit of this Pokemon Brown version, a completely legit, officially licensed Pokemon release. So yeah, yeah, I actually cannot wait to play Mother 3 on my completely legitimate cart. Yeah, I could see that happening. Like maybe being released in like a collection or something. It's not going to be released on its own. Like, let's think about this for a minute. Like, Earthbound for the longest time was like really hotly requested to make a return via like the virtual console and the eShop. And when it finally did on the Wii U and 3DS, new 3DS, people didn't really give a shit. Like, Earthbound is not as popular as people like to say it is. Wait a minute, did I go the right way? So yeah, I don't think Mother 3 is. Who knows when it's going to be officially released? I think it's going to happen eventually. I think eventually they'll. Oops, hang on. I think eventually they'll do it. It's just a matter of like, well, how exactly is it going to happen? Like, where's my? There we go. Oops. Now, Earthbound is like super niche. Like, in spite of its popularity online, it's not. Here's the thing about Earthbound: it has that hipster appeal, right? It sort of like exists because it's sort of popular because it's unpopular. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why it bombed when it first came to the US. Nintendo knows it doesn't really have a fan base. It just has this group of people who got interested in it because of how like weird and out there it was. So it's really like a one of a kind game. Like Mother 3, honestly, probably in and of itself would not have been successful if it came out over here. Like the only reason people care about it is because it's a sequel to Earthbound, which has like a cult appeal over here. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Ness is only known for PK Fire, a move he can't actually even learn in Mother 2. So it's just like, yeah. Smash babies are the absolute worst. They don't know anything about these characters. It's kind of sad, really. Like, has anyone ever told you like their weird sort of like fanficky ideas of what like Smash Bros characters are like when they're not fighting each other? That has like nothing to do with like the actual game. Like people tend to be drawn to characters they don't necessarily know. It's why like Fire Emblem characters are so popular. So like I've heard all sorts of weird stuff. Like the one that sticks out to me right now is that like some girl, I can't even remember who it was. Some girl used to play with her sister and used to pretend that like Marth and Link were fighting over Zelda, and I was just like, what? But Marth is already married. Why would he want Zelda? Like, it's a cute idea, obviously. Like, obviously, I can see why a girl especially, might come up with something like that. But it's not really it's not really consistent with like the actual canon of these games, right? Like, oof. I don't know, like. if any of these characters had their own original personalities, it would be bizarre. Like what would Simon and Bayonetta's relationship be like? Like what is Ganondorf going to do? Like it's just, why are all these people just hanging out together, like fighting, like endlessly? It makes no sense. But that's kind of what makes it fun, though. And plus, like, you tend to discover like video game franchises you've never heard of before. Like I got into Fire Emblem because of Smash Bros. And I'm sure like I'm not the only one. Like I don't think it's a coincidence that Awakening kind of took off after like Smash Bros. Sort of introduced wider Fire Emblem characters like Ike and Marth and stuff like that. Like, oops, did I save it before I came in here? I think I did. Yeah, I'm gonna beat this boss. I swear I am. I don't care if she heals herself. I am going to like beat her and then I don't know, move on with the game, I guess. I've hit her with this sword like 50 times and she still looks great. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. Oh well. Damn. All right. Maybe she can only heal once. Like maybe you're just supposed to like deal with the fact she heals occasionally. I don't know. She heals a lot of HP though. A lot of HP. Oops. Let's see. Oh yeah. Neo Geo games. King of Fighters. I think actually got an audience again because of Smash. So that's kind of exciting. I have not played all of them. I didn't grow up with these games at all. I do like them a lot, but I've been trying to play like I really like Samurai Showdown. That's the one that really grabbed me. King of Fighters, I can't really get into. I don't have anyone to play with, so I'm just like, damn. Yeah, Samurai Showdown on Switch. We're definitely playing that, by the way. I am definitely gonna get that. I'm definitely gonna get it on Switch. I'm gonna try to be really. I hope it. I hear it's really good. So yep. I played Symphony of the Night. I don't really care for it though. I think that one's really overrated. I much prefer. I've already said this on stream just now, but I much prefer like Aria of Sorrow and Circle of the Moon. That's like my hipster opinion, but I don't know, man. Like I'm seeing Castlevania, I'm seeing Symphony of the Night like get like be acknowledged as like the greatest game ever made. I'm just like, no, it's not that good. Like better than Super Metroid, better than like all this other stuff. Like I don't think so. Like there are plenty of Castlevania games that I like way more than Symphony of the Night. Oops. Okay, am I gonna win? Am I gonna win this time? Well, she has new moves, so I think I'm hurting her. Oh, whoa, no, shit. What is this? Okay. What the hell was that? Okay. I have no idea. All right. Got her. Did it. I did it. Holy crap. I did it. Just barely. Holy crap. Blood steal. Absorb blood from nearby enemies to restore your health. I like the sound of that. All right. I did do it. All right. Hang on. Wait. Where is it? Oh wow, that's actually pretty awesome. All right, let's look at our the bestiary here. Oh yeah, Street Fighter 30th. Do I even have it out? I think I might have put it up. I think I was done with it. Oh man, Yeah, I've been busy. I have not had time to do anything. Ugh. Oof. Fighting games in particular, there's some I really, really like. I've been playing, I got back into Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm really, really enjoying that. But like, and when you're playing a fighting game, you don't want to like play another fighting game. You know what I mean? And I've just been like, I haven't played Smash either, like since Banjo Kazooie came out. I actually have not downloaded Terry yet, and it's just, I need to get back to that. All right, unbelievable, bloodless. A vampire who can manipulate blood. She bathes thrice a day without fail. But you said she wasn't a vampire. Well, that explains why I like her then. Shit. All right. Oh, yeah. Are you up to play now? I guess I could dig out my copy of Street Fighter 30th, and we can do that real quick. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the save point. Okay, we're gonna do this. Street Fighter 30th right now. Oh yeah, that's why I wasn't playing, because there weren't a whole lot of people on. All right. I don't think I've played that game at all. Actually, come to think of it. Oops. Oops. Oh wait, how do I use this thing? There we go. What is that? Okay. Yeah, let's backtrack here. There's a save point back here. All right. Hang on. So yeah, Bloodstained is really, really good. I'm completely hooked on it. Like I've been playing for like 6 hours according to this clock. It's still going. So it's definitely a pretty lengthy Metroidvania. Like they're usually not that long. Like 10, I think, is pretty long by Metroidvania standards. Yeah, let me see if I can find my copy of Street Fighter 30th. I do own it, so that's not a big deal. All right, there we go. Save point. Finally, we're finally getting down to this, even though I suck at Street Fighter and have no idea what I'm doing. All right. Yeah, I've noticed I've been coming back to fighting games a lot more than other games on the Switch. I don't know. Like I keep like moving on to other games, but then keep coming back to this one. Like I said, I was playing Mortal Kombat 11 the other day. I was wanting to get back into Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I just fighting games on the Switch are spectacular. Arms was great. Yep. Is it possible for YouTube to set up my game stream? I guess not. Well, YouTube's not exactly the best when it comes to streaming, but whatever. I probably should have just been showing gameplay footage as I've been doing this because I was talking about it while I was streaming, talking about like random shit. All right. Which game are we playing? Are we playing everything? Because, like, again, I'm a Street Fighter noob and I don't know anything about anything. I'm gonna get destroyed. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to play everything. So I get an opinion. Let's see. Online play. Join lobby. Is it a lobby? Right. Do I have you on my friends list? Wait. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Join lobby. View friend lobbies. Yeah, there we go. I see it. The kanji on Sodom's chest is medium. Oh, wait. Okay. I was reading that. That was interesting. Oh, okay. Yep, I'm ready. All right, here we go. Oh, man. Ready for me to get demolished in Street Fighter? Oh, man. Okay, hyper fighting. We are doing hyper fighting. All right. Oof. It's been a while since I played Street Fighter. Wow. What? What was that? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh, well, I got to hit that time. All right. Damn. Yep, see you later. Oh, man. I mean, it's fun, though. Oops. Wait, what? Oh, turbo? Oh, wait. Ugh. All right. Yeah, I don't think this is the kind of game where I can play and then talk about what's going on. Bloodstained was like pushing it, but this is like something else. Oops. How does stunning work? All right. I guess I'm not comboing enough. All right. Oof. Oof. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm having fun. All right. Hyper fighting again or I'll try turbo. Ugh. Huh. Hmm. This is just what? Okay. Yeah. Oh, yep. Ah, man. I'm getting destroyed out here. Needless to say. Oh, wait. Where'd you go? There you go. Okay. Ryu's birthday is July 1st, 1964. So wait, that makes him 50? 55 at this point? Wow. But of course, this isn't consistent with yeah, we'll try another Turbo 2 round. Oof. Imagine playing this game on Google Stadia. How laggy would that be? Oops. Oops. Ah. Oh, no. Oh, no. I was pressing buttons. Why didn't I win? Okay. All right. Oh, wow. I don't think I've been this destroyed in a video game in like the longest time. Oof. Let me see here. Ah. Oh, wow. All right. I thought I had you there. All right. All right. It's not even the 30th anniversary. When did this game come out? Like 2017? Was it 2017 or was it last year? Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. Wow. And it's the end of 2019. Wow. We never got around to it, huh? Wow. All right. I'm glad we finally did get the chance to, though. I've been so busy. Oops. Ah, darn. Darn. I was so close. Yeah, this is definitely addicting. This game is held up. Like, I did not grow up with this game at all, so it's kind of impressive that it's as fun as it is even today. You know, in the era of Mortal Kombat 11, that this is still fun to play, even if I'm not great at it. Okay, oops. Ah, darn. I am not a fan of the first and third Devil May Cry games. I think they're very, very overrated. I've always maintained that like there are better action games out there. Like Bayonetta in and of itself is like way more impressive than. Oh, did I win a round? I did it! Wow, I actually did it. I can't believe it. Wow. Oof. Oops. There we go. I can never use Chun-Li's projectile effectively. That's my biggest thing right now. I have no idea how it works. I can't believe I actually won a round. Holy crap. Oh, oops. It's always a blast, like a thrill beating someone you know is better than you. It's really exciting. Oops, there we go. Oh, oops. Whoops. Ah. I played the demo of 5. I've played enough to like. I'm aware how. I'm aware that it's not as good as like the better action games out there, like Astral Chain, Bayonetta, with Wonderful 101 come to mind. I would not have been surprised if like Scalebound would have been way better if it had actually come out. Oops. Oh wow. Whew. I pull out another win. Whew. That was close. Oh wow. Ah darn. Yeah, when I win, I like barely win, and then when you win, you like completely crush me. Oh man. All right. I don't have a single win. Oops. Oh, there we go. Is Turbo your favorite? Which one's your favorite of these 4? Yeah, everyone says Turbo's their favorite. Oh wow, really? Oh, you're a competitive player. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the FGC is like. Oops. I'm not a competitive player in anything. I would have done it with ARMS, but like, I still can't really travel yet. I think it's going to be another couple of years before I can really justify doing that. Oof. I mean, I guess I could find local tournaments, but ARMS is such like a niche thing. It's I don't know. Like, I would have fun doing it, but it's like I have other things I'd like to do. Oops. Oof. Yeah, I've played so little Street Fighter. I have no idea what my favorite Street Fighter game is. I mean, I guess your favorite's always going to be the one you play the most, right? Because it's a fighting game. The one you're best at. Oops. Because I don't have the problems that like other people do with Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 Turbo is more worthy of being Game of the Year 2019 than Death Stranding is. I'm just throwing that out there. Because if you think about it, we're still playing this game in 2019. Oh, no. We're playing the 30th anniversary a year after the 30th anniversary. Oh, you got me. Oh, we're back in hyper fighting? All right. Did I choose this by accident? I wasn't paying attention for a minute there. All right. Oops. So what are all the differences between these versions? Like this is a ooh. How many versions of Street Fighter 2 are there? Like people can't even keep track, can they? Oops. There we go. Oh, oops. Ouch. Ah. 8? Yeah. Ooh. All right, let's try Alpha. All right, Alpha. Very SNK look here. Let's see here. I've never actually played this one. I have no idea what I'm doing. What is all this? All right. I'll just mash buttons. I don't care. Oh, what? Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, sure. That sounds great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I definitely want to get better at this series. It's a classic for a reason. I'm definitely appreciating it more the more I play competitively because I think like when I first played it, oops, it was just me going through like the tournament mode, and I was just like arcade mode, I should say, and me like not understanding what the big deal was. Oof, oof, oof. Yeah, we might have to stick with standard Street Fighter 2 because I have no idea what's going on here. Like, what are all these meters? Okay, okay, hang on. Oops. Oops. Ah, darn. Oof. Ah. I have no idea what I'm doing. No idea at all. Oof. Oh no. All right. Wow. I got destroyed. Oof. Oh. Yeah, sure. We'll do hyper fighting. No problem. Yeah, I think we'll stay away from alpha for now because I have no idea what I'm doing in that one. I'd like to try third strike though, at least once. Oops. Ah, darn. Yeah, other than like Street Fighter 2, I mean, at least I barely understand how Street Fighter 2 works. Like Alpha, I have no idea what's going on. Awesome. Oops. Ah. Ah, man. Oh, man. Oof. All right, third strike. Here we go. Forward, forward, punch. All right. Oof. Oh, wow. Oof. I got crushed. Wow. Uh, I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I think I might like this one if I like just learn how to play it. It's gonna take me a while, I think. Yeah, I thought that would do something. All right. Oops. So the meter builds up as you get hit. No, as you take and give hits. All right, I see. Oh no! Oh no! He got me. Uh, yeah. I love how you can switch between all of these games. I mean, I kind of wish that like all of them were playable online because there are games on this collection that you can't play online for some reason. Yeah, do you want to play Street Fighter One online? Wouldn't that be a great time? Playing literally the worst game of all time. Like I think I played that game once on this collection, and I was just like, no, never again, never again. I was not impressed. Wow. And maybe I should try to play someone else. I mean, just for variety. Oops. I've mostly been learning how to play Chun Li, and I can't get the hang of her. So, well, I am getting the hang of her. I just haven't tried anyone to learn anyone else. I might as well, though. Oops. 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 Oh wow. Ooh. Oh, I was gonna play someone else, but no, I keep kicking Chun Li out of reflex. Okay. Um. Oof. Oh wow, I got crushed. Ugh. Best stage. I don't even. I like Gil stage actually. I think that's my favorite. With the one with the Air Force base. That's in Street Fighter 2, right? Ah man, the elephants. Oh yeah, yeah. The elephants are pretty cool. Yep. Turbo again. All right. Hey, who else is here? Honda, Blanca, Gil, Thok. Yeah, I got to play the Bruce Lee clone because I normally play the Bruce Lee clone in these games. Oops. All right. Oops. Shit. Oops. Well, I've never played this guy before, so yeah. I guess I'm doing even worse. All right. There we go. Oops. Shit. Hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go back to Chun because I haven't been practicing with these guys at all. I guess the difference is kind of clear when like I don't know what I'm doing. Oops. All right. Ah. Ooh. Oh, wow. I think I'm about ready to stop, actually. I think we'll do one more round after this. Oops, ouch. Yeah, I can only get my ass kicked so much before I'm just like, okay, I think that's enough. Okay. Oops. There we go. Got it. Oh, I did it. Did saying I was going to stop throw you off your game? All right. Wait, what combo? What are you talking about? Oops. Ah. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. Ah. Oof, okay, I think that's it. Oof. Ooh, I'm done. That was really fun, though. Man, I had a great time. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, definitely. I definitely have to get back into playing this again. Definitely a fun one. I'm definitely becoming more of a Street Fighter fan. I'm having a blast. Ooh. Let's see here. I definitely got to get back to Bloodstained though. I gotta finish this like I don't know someday. Let me see. Water here. Yeah. Yeah. 21-0. Wow. Yeah, I know. Well, we all knew that was going to happen. We all knew I was going to get destroyed, but it was fun regardless. 21-0. Oh, man. 0-21, I should say, since I lost. But, oh, man. I have not been wrecked that hard in, like, the longest time. Did I ever beat you in Dragon Ball FighterZ? I don't think I did. I think I took a couple of rounds from you. I don't think I should have won any. No. Yeah. Damn. Damn. I think I won more rounds in Dragon Ball FighterZ though. I think. It was so long ago, it doesn't even really matter. But anyway, oh man, I got destroyed. Oh no. It wasn't on Twitch, was it? It wasn't on Twitch, was it? Oh yeah, by the way, I got a new phone case, and I actually think I prefer it to my old one. Isn't that neat? I probably should make a video about that, but yep, it's a Metroid. The last one had like Samus's face on it, but I don't know. It wasn't as stylized. It was basically just ripped from the game, and it kind of felt weird to hold. This one feels a lot more high quality, and I just think it's better. Oops. And I think it was cheaper too, come to think of that. Oof. All right. So what, should I keep bitching about like how terrible Stadia it is and how much I hate Death Stranding? Like before, or should I just pretend that like should I even just keep streaming? I don't know. Like people are still watching, so I guess I could just keep talking about anything. Man, so yeah, Stadia. Yeah, I've been hearing all sorts of things about Stadia, right? About like how it runs, how it operates, how like the speed of light is not fast enough to run it. I've heard about like how the games aren't any good. It's a complete disaster. And Stadia just literally was an idea that could not work, and I'm so happy to see it like fail as hard as it did. It's just ugh. Because like this really was a thing that had the potential to like ruin video games. Because like the Spotify model towards video games would have been like, okay, so if you're not aware of how people make money off of Spotify, apparently depending on what people listen to the most, that gets you like the better ads, I think. So like I think how it works is that like smaller creators can't make as much as big labels, as opposed to like what people are actually listening to. So it's just it's like the YouTube problem where like a bunch of like good creators are being shafted in favor of like corporations, and it's just it's so frustrating. So yeah, I definitely do think we need to keep the Spotify model out of video games, and I don't think it's possible anyway. But oof. React channels. Hey, whoa! I was gonna make a React channel. What are you talking about? Well, I was going to start reacting. I'm always talking about like reacting to Nintendo Directs, but then I never actually do it because I don't know how you're supposed to set it up. Because like I'm so stupid, I can't figure out how you get like the screen on the how you record yourself in the screen and put it on the screen so people can see what you're reacting to. It's just it's like really easy, and I somehow can't do it. I don't know. I never put in the effort. I don't think, because like it's not a serious thing. Like I'm not going to be like, yeah, I want to be the Fine Bros and get like 60 million views and literally trademark the word React. It just, I'm not that kind of person. It's just. Oh, by the way, if I did start a React channel, I would be competing with those motherfuckers. So like that would be something. Like, didn't it come out during that whole fiasco that like they literally keep tabs on everyone that makes React content, so like they can adjust to it? I'm just I mean, if I were to make a React channel to like Nintendo Directs, it would be like for my own sake. Like it would be for fun, because like I do like watching them, and it would be nice to see my thoughts. And I do think I know more about like these games than a lot of popular YouTubers. Like a lot of the people doing this are basically just doing it for like Smash videos. Like Etika, like he didn't know anything about like any of this stuff, and yet he was always like acting all excited over shit he didn't care about. It was just. Oops. Oh no, am I gonna die? Yeah, this room is kind of throwing off. Oh shit. This is the most platform-heavy room I think I've ever seen in a Metroidvania. Shit. Yeah, this game is really impressive. Oops. Bloodstained has like my vampire seal of approval. Oops. Oops. That shit. If only it came with like a vampire waifu, then it would be like a 10 out of 10. Well, I guess I got one in like that boss fight, but other than that, wait, what's in here? Garlic. Yeah, here I was talking about vampire women, and I got garlic. Immediately got garlic. Just unbelievable. All right. Oof. And the load times are occasionally kind of ridiculous. I think. Oh damn! I got jumped by something. Shit. Yeah. I'm going to be picking up a PlayStation Classic here soon. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at like the entire PlayStation library, because I kind of do want to talk about this whole weird sort of narrative that like the PlayStation was better than the N64. It clearly isn't. Like it's kind of strange that people like insist PlayStation has like all these great games, but like nobody really talks about them. Nobody really plays them. Like other than Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid, what else is there? Like Final Fantasy IX is great. Like there's Suikoden. There's like all these great RPGs, but like other than that, there's not a whole lot there. Wait. All right. Yeah, there are lots of classic Xbox games I need to get. I need to finish Ninja Gaiden. I might be streaming it. I keep talking about streaming certain games and never getting around to it. But I got to finish Ninja Gaiden. I got to finish Ninja Gaiden 2. I got to finish Rare Replay. I want to play Sleeping Dogs again. There's all this stuff that I just really, really like that I want to stream. And it's just, I only just now finished Rise of the Tomb Raider. Oh, just now. It was a couple of months ago, but it took me a while to finish it. The first one was so much better. I found it weird that like Tomb Raider was the game that like was pushed the hardest on Stadia, because like all three of the games were available on Stadia day one. That was such a weird decision to me. Is there really such a demand to like stream Lara Croft onto your console of choice? Oof. I wasn't too impressed with with Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's not my favorite. The original was so much better. I loved the original, and they dropped the ball with the sequel hard. Well, not hard. I mean, compared to some other shit out there, it was still unacceptably bad. Let's put it that way. It's not as good as like some other stuff that's out there. It's still better than Uncharted, way better than Uncharted, but it's it's not good either. It's just sort of more of the same at best, and it's just. Ugh. They had all these like neat ideas of like having NPCs and stuff like that, but like they don't really do anything. It feels really underwhelming, very very underwhelming. Chainsaws. I'm getting like Hollow Knight flashbacks here. A dragon? Oh wow. Dragons aren't common enemies in Castlevania. The only one I can think of is that giant boss in like Circle of the Moon, which I swear is like the biggest boss in like Castlevania history. Like the twin-headed dragon. There have been a couple of dragons in this one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Tomb Raider at all. Well, I like the reboot just fine, but I don't think I'm a fan of the series at all. All right, hang on, what's down here? Yeah, maybe I should hop on Twitch since I'm just playing Bloodstained. I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about, and I kind of wanted to switch to go to Switch anyway. Switch to Twitch anyway. So I think I'm just going to go on there real quick, play some Bloodstained, and then yeah, that sounds like a great time, and then try to finish it. So I'll be on Twitch on twitch.tv/Super Nintendo Power, and I'll see you there.